Welcome to today's tutorial. We'll be building social authentication without Firebase, using NodeJS, Express, and Passport with 500+ strategies with the help of Chat GPT. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to log in using 7 of the most popular providers like Google, GitHub, Twitter, Microsoft, Slack, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Having our own authentication server is the first step towards building your dream project. It's easier and safer to use social authentication over insecure passwords. As we all know, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Our own authentication server has many benefits over using services like Firebase. We have control over our users' data, we're not locked into a specific vendor, and we have the flexibility to add new features and functionality as needed. And the best part? This process is as simple as turning on a toggle switch in the Firebase console. Let's have a look what we are going to build in this video. Let's log in using Google, and here we can see that we are successfully logged in. This code also support connecting multiple provider to single account with same or different email. Now let's connect GitHub. The user experience is as smooth as butter. Let's try one more, LinkedIn. Does logout work? Yes, it does. And now let's move on the coding part. Before we get started with the tutorial, there are a few things that we need to set up. Firstly, we need to have a developer account with the desired oAuth providers. Next, we need to configure the oAuth screen for each provider that we want to use. This involves setting up the oAuth secret key and secret ID for each provider, which will allow our application to communicate with their API and authenticate the users. Let's initialize our Node.js project. We can use GitHub codespaces or create a new directory on our local machine and open it in VS Code. Once the codespaces have started, we can use the integrated terminal to initialize the Node.js project using the command npm init-y. Next, we will install the required dependencies for the project such as Express, bcrypt.js for encryption, cookie parser, JSON Web Token, Passport, and strategies for Google, GitHub, LinkedIn, Microsoft, Slack, Twitter, Facebook. In the package.json file, we will add start and dev scripts. In the project directory, we will create a new file called env to store our secrets like host, port, use for configure callback URL, database connection string to connect to database of your choice. I am using MongoDB here, and oAuth ID and secrets of your desired providers with JWT key. Create a file to connect to database when server start. And a helper class that standardize API response. After creating server.js file, we will import our packages. Initialize the Express app. Import and connect to our database. And copy-paste all the routes for the providers of our choice from Chat GPT. Let's listen to our Express server. But code from Chat GPT is redundant, we can replace all that from these two routes. And handle the error, login fail, and, on success, return the user as cookies with response. Let's create passport.js file and import passport and strategies. Function to dynamically create callback URL for strategies. And IDs, keys and options like scope and redirect URL for strategies. Now copy-paste all the passport middleware function for strategies. As GitHub profile response doesn't contain email, we need a function to request email from the GitHub API using the access token we just received. Export all the functions, so we can import that into server file. There is a problem that all the oAuth providers' profile schema is different, so we need a class that can take in different schema and output a standardized profile that can be stored in our database. This way we can ensure consistency in our data and simplify the process of integrating with different providers. Now let's import this class in Passport.js and update our middleware with respective class function. We also need database models to save data to database. But to make this Node.js as Firebase with flexible schema, I am using a generic model. And let's create another file to handle login, register, update profile, generate and verify JWT tokens, and more. Export this while we are here. And import in server.js. Now, as this tutorial is not focused on UI, I have just copied some CSS and HTML file from Chat GPT. Profile page only visible to logged-in users. Let's update server.js file with login root, providers to return all the supported routes by the server, user and me to get the profile from cookies and database respectively and home root. I forgot the function that return the available providers. We can do that now. Let's export and import it server.js. To run the code, we will first open the terminal and run the dev script by using command npm run dev. We will wait for the script to launch. Once the application is running, we can open browser and navigate to localhost, port 3000, and test with Google Auth. As I have already authorized this app, it logged me in. And if remove these super real keys from the server and wait for it restart and refresh, we can see button disappear. And if we bring placeholder keys back and wait for restart and refresh, buttons are back. With this authentication server, we have power to manage data of our users. However, with great power comes great responsibility, such as maintaining the security, scalability, and backups of our server. But for now, this project is just a starting point to build your dream project on top of it. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button, share with friends, subscribe to see more videos like this. If you have any questions or video suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching until the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.